So the forecasts weren't all that wrong. I mean, the forecast said that it would rain this evening in Guwahati, and at Barsapara, as we mentioned on Cricbuzz Complex, it was Bursoing runs. Yeah, South Africa put India into bat first, and boy, did India bat. 237 for 3 at the end of their 20 overs. Surya Yadav was not batting out there. He was just showing off, putting up an exhibition. Rahul was brilliant at the start. Virat Kohli, we saw getting back into that groove, helping India finish. Dinesh Karthik finished. And for the bowlers, you just don't want to look at those figures apart from those of Keshav Maharaj. Hello and welcome. You're watching Cricbuzz Live. My name is Tanay Tiwari. With me, the usual suspects, AJ and JB. Gentlemen, welcome. AJ, am I right in saying that the forecast wasn't really wrong? It was raining. It was just raining runs. And it's pouring, actually.
Pouring sixes and fours. And I mean, it was crazy. I mean, I was trying to remember when is the last time I saw a cricket game going at a pace that it went today, starting from that first ball. And this is on a pitch. I mean, Guwahati, pitch was totally different from what we imagined to be. But it was crazy. I mean, everything that you could think of went right for India. And everything that you can think for South Africa just didn't go right for them. Everything went wrong. And I mean, when you look at this, Indian progression, it is an ideal progression that anybody would like. You want right at the top, whatever is there, the smallest number right at the top and the largest number right at the bottom. That's a nice pyramid. I enjoy this pyramid. Although, I mean, it's gone far quicker and far faster than what you would want. But it was ideally a perfect game that would happen for India the way you want to play now. But this is a warning that comes with it is 3 balls away from this. Get these 3 balls in the first 6 overs. What happens then?
Yeah, correct. But Joy, 237 runs on the board. We were all expecting showers. It just so happened for South Africa that the sky just opened up and Sky put on an absolute exhibition out there.
Yeah, look at the total figures. Sky 5 fours, 5 sixes, 25 fours for India, 13 sixes, and Sky really started it. Definitely Rohit and Rahul started off well, but Sky was the man who really changed it, and then Virat starts it in the end. Karthik justifies it. This is actually what the Indian team is saying. We want to play like for all the day. Today is the day it actually came off. Yeah. Rohit, the top 3 giving you good runs at 170, 180. After that, you get a situation where somebody like a Surya comes in, plays a blinder. Karthik comes and finishes it off. Kohli starts slowly, but accelerates towards the end. This is textbook what India was saying, that with this batting, this is what we want to achieve. And it's one day out of 10 when all of them come out and it turns up. Today was the day.
Yeah, but AJ, one of those...
Joyda, when is the last time you saw a scoreboard like that? We watch many games together. 100 odd games in IPL, many games in the World Cup, Asia Cup, 50 games a year. This is a scoreboard that you get once in a year. And it's just unfortunate that it hasn't happened in that World Cup game. I hope it happens again.
Yeah, correct. Why not?
I'm an optimistic man. I'm not a pessimist man. But but you got to be realistic as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But today, some of the shots that Surya Yadav hit, AJ, weren't realistic at all. I remember that one from Wayne Parnell. It was a full toss outside his off stump, and that had no business going for a 6, AJ. And he does that from time to time now, Sky.
Look, Sky's been amazing. You keep, he keeps upping his level of game every time you see him. It looks risky. It is risky. But every time that he's come out in the last, a month or so, every innings that he's come, he's, taken it one notch higher. It may be conditions, it may be the opposition, all that, leave that aside. But this man is relentless at the pace that he wants to go, which is the most heartening thing to see. Normally what happens as you keep playing the game, you understand the game better, you start trying to curb yourself and try and limit the upper limit that you generally have. But this man just doesn't seem to have that upper limit, not just with his name, that Sky that you've given him, but every innings, he's just taken it one notch higher. Because there are times that you look at the game and say, look, okay, now I don't need 4 sixes I've got in this over. But this man is not looking at any over or any match or any ball and saying, look, I'm going to play it differently from the last ball or the last match. So he's just going at a pace that is unstoppable at this moment. The only way he can be stopped is when he gets out, because there is no place in that ground that he's not able to hit that sixes.
Yeah. He's a true blue Mr. 360, JB. And the one thing that it does perhaps to the oppositions as well is that how do you plan against a batter like Surya Yadav? As I just said, you've got to stop him, you've got to get him out, otherwise he's not stopping. And right now when he plays those shots all across the ground, it seems like he's unstoppable.
Absolutely. In fact, when we used to, for the limited time that you've seen teams successful against Surya Yadav, the only thing that you can actually do to him, which most people, and it's a difficult thing to use, because is to bowl length and bowl that test match length and see if he's going to do it. Because he anchors his front foot so early and then he's waiting to hit around it. He uses it like a pivot foot. So actually the only way to this thing, and much more learned people than me from the bowling camp have said this, the only way to bowl to him is hope for a test match length and hope he doesn't miss it. Because anything else you do, you miss your Yorker, he's going to go underneath it. He's going to, he can ramp you, he can go all over there, and he has so much wrist power and he swivels so fast, it's very difficult. So give him that. And as I said, you can't limit him. So I think the secret with Surya Yadav is try and get him out. Yeah. Don't try and say that, let me stop him from hitting the ball, because if you try to do that, he will hit the ball. Try and say, can I get him out? Can I get him LBW? Can I trap him in front? That front foot is very firmly planted. Can I do something against him? Because if I try and defend against him, I'm not going to defend against him. Can I attack against him?
And for a very long time today, all of South Africa's bowlers, apart from, of course, Keshav Maharaj, AJ, just looked toothless and seemed like they didn't have any defense. Now, especially towards the end, we saw that in the innings progression as well. You can see that. I mean, only Keshav Maharaj under 6, and then everyone else over, Markram has bowled 1 over for 9, but everyone else is 13, 12. Those are not the numbers you want to see from your bowlers, and those are also not the kind of lengths you want to see from your bowlers, because at one point it seemed like they just didn't want to pitch the ball on the ground at all. Those were just full tosses.
Yeah, they said this pitch is not a pitch that we want to land on. It's a good pitch to bat on. They almost went like that. But then, it's the template again. You look at that, graphic that came up on our screen, very clear. Everybody's bowled their quotas. Everybody's bowled at a time that it was pre-decided on. I sometimes wonder, maybe we're missing the wood for the trees. I mean, there's a saying in English that you have, which is, I've just learned it from my wife because I was trying to explain this. What is happening? Why? Imagine a game, same opposition. If Rabada and Ngidi or Nagama and Nokia bowl 4 overs at the top, no matter how many runs they go for, do they have a better chance of winning this game or getting wickets or keeping them in control? Or is there a better chance of doing it the way they're trying to do it? So this is what happens with template teams. You sometimes don't use your strength. Sometimes, so again, I keep saying, not trying to say which template is right or wrong, but simple thing in cricket, and Joyda just referred to, what about Surya Yadav, where you can bowl, is that length. I'm trying to see a team that comes out who has pace of Rabada, Nokia, Ngidi, and Parnell swing. Bowl 4 overs at a stretch, and even try and go to ask the opposition, instead of 10 wickets, you have 12. Can you make 230? 99 times out of 100, it won't happen. The one time that it will happen is already happened today. So sometimes I think, there is too much specialization that is going on in this game, and people are forgetting the simple basic things of how they should play or how each team can play. Everybody's trying to play the same way. I'm not complaining because India's had a great day. But with that bowling attack, no matter how good the wicket is, no matter how good the opposition has been on that particular day, there is no way that this bowling, if they bowl 4 overs at the top, I'm saying keep 3 slips. Keep all the fielders, no fielders in the boundary. Still, you won't give this many runs that people have given today. So maybe it's a time for, some teams, or at least most teams, or the cricketing world to, just sit back and think, are we too, analyzing a bit too much about this game and making a simple and a beautiful game and playing it like, how the South Africans look. I can't even find a word to express what kind of bowling we saw today. I don't know. Joyda, can you help me out with a word that what South Africans were on the field today? Because all these books didn't help me.
They were. I mean, pathetic is not. Pathetic is perhaps a strong word to use, but
Yeah.
I mean, the word I'd actually like to use is they were defenseless. They were
Yeah.
trying to defend, and they were totally, utterly defenseless. They just couldn't hold their own. I mean, and that was the thing. I just always felt that they were trying to defend instead of saying, "Let me attack. Let me see if I can get a wicket." With batsmen in this kind of form, you're just going to get hammered. They're just going to hit you. You might get away for a ball or two. You'll get hit in the next ball.
Yeah, that's correct.
Because when you have bowlers, I mean, I can understand some teams which don't play full bowlers and they want part-timers to go through. Their template might be important because, there is stages that you can get through your bowlers. But in this case, I mean, when you have pure wicket-taking bowlers, not in just this format, test match cricket, and the same batsman is playing against you, if you don't believe that, if you bowl well enough and they will make a mistake sometime, then you walked into a cricket field thinking, oh, these guys are going to kill us, they're going to hammer us, let's survive, let's save, like Joyda said, let's defend from the start. There is no game or no sport in the world that you can win when you go out there trying to defend a game. Player sport is to try and win it, and you might lose it, but defense ke baad there is no other option left for team, and that's exactly what we saw.
Correct. From my limited English, I have a phrase, sir. Attack is the best defense. I've exhausted all my English, and but the one thing, AJ didn't seem very impressed with that. But AJ, India have a lot of runs in the bank, 238 now, 237 to defend, of course. First of all, power play predictions, gentlemen. We were way off with our India score predictions. Let's give it another go. Yeah.
Oh, come on, Joyda.
61. I think we'll give it a whack.
Are we going with our ages?
Unnecessary.
No, I 61 won't be. I go higher. I mean, I don't know how many wickets down. Yeah, there's no choice. I mean, there might be 5 down, but 60 won't be the case. 100%. It'll be. I go to 70s. I was born in the 70s.
Wow.
We are going by our age. When were you born?
I was born in the 1995, so I can't go
90s.
there. 95 is too much. I'll be realistic. I'll say 55. Okay, 55. 55 is my prediction. That's all the time we have.
You've got my age.
Yes, correct. So that's all the time we have. Thank you, Ajay. Thank you, JB, for joining us. Thank you to all of you as well. We'll see you, of course, at the end of 10 overs with Cricbuzz Combox and then with Cricbuzz Live. See you.